Welcome to the deep dive. So you're here because, like us, you're trying to get your head around this huge interconnected world of the Internet of Things, IoT. And it makes sense to be curious. I mean, it's popping up everywhere, isn't it? Our homes, our cities.
Yeah.
It's changing things fast, sometimes without us even noticing.
Absolutely. It feels like it went from sci-fi to reality almost overnight.
Totally. So we've gathered a whole bunch of sources looking at smart homes, smart cities, healthcare advances, customer service, security worries, even environmental uses. Our mission, to pull out the absolute key stuff for you.
Yeah, what you really need to know. The applications, the upsides, and importantly, the challenges too.
Exactly. All in a way that's hopefully clear and doesn't waste your time. We're covering a lot: homes, cities, health, business, the tech itself, security, the planet.
It's quite the list.
It is. So maybe just think for a second. How many things around you right now have some kind of digital brain? And what does that actually imply?
It's a good question. And maybe the easiest place to start seeing this in action is, well, right where we live, the smart home.
Yeah, our sources definitely point to the smart home as a really good entry point. It's all about convenience, efficiency, making life a bit easier. You probably know some of these already, right? Smart thermostats, learning when you like it warm or cool.
Saves energy too.
Smart lights you tell what to do. Speakers answering questions.
Security cameras on your phone.
Even those little smart plugs. Turning lamps on and off. It's quite an ecosystem building up inside our houses.
And behind a lot of that, the thing making it work smoothly together is cloud computing. Basically, powerful remote computers handling all the data these gadgets create.
Right, because the devices themselves can't do all that heavy lifting.
Exactly. And there are two big pluses here. First, scalability. As you add more smart stuff, and let's face it, most people do.
Guilty.
Yeah. The cloud can just handle it. More devices, more data, no problem. It's built to grow.
Okay, so your system doesn't just like fall over when you add a smart kettle or something.
Pretty much. And the second thing is centralized data management. All that information, thermostat changes, light schedules, security alerts, it all goes to one place.
Which makes it easier to manage, I guess. And maybe lets different devices work together better down the line.
Precisely. It opens up possibilities. But while the cloud handles the back end, the devices themselves, well, energy efficiency is a huge deal there. Our sources really stress this.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. If you've got dozens of things plugged in or running on batteries.
It adds up. And one key reason is just battery life, plain and simple. Think about a sensor tucked away somewhere or your smart door lock.
You don't want to be changing batteries every 5 minutes, especially if it's hard to reach. That kills the convenience factor.
Exactly. That seamless experience we kind of expect. It depends on devices just working without constant fuss. And of course, there's the cost saving.
Lower power use means lower electricity bills. Simple as that. Multiplied across millions of homes, that starts to matter.
Definitely.
Okay, so smart homes are a great starting point, very relatable. But like you said, it's just the beginning. Let's zoom out a bit. How's IoT playing out in, say, whole cities or in healthcare?
Right. So take that energy efficiency idea from homes and now imagine applying it citywide.
Okay.
Our sources talk about big environmental wins for smart cities. Energy efficiency is one, smart grids that manage power flow based on real-time need.
So less wasted electricity.
Exactly. Or think about smart streetlights that dim when nobody's around. The other big one is smart waste management.
How does that work? Sensors and bins.
Yep. Sensors tell collection trucks which bins are actually full. So they optimize the routes, less driving, less fuel, less traffic. It's using data to make basic city services way smarter.
That's clever. Turning data into, well, cleaner streets and less congestion, and then healthcare. That feels like a massive area for potential change.
It really is. Taking that data collection idea beyond the home, gathering health info remotely, that's huge. Remote patient monitoring is already making waves.
Like wearables,
Yeah.
smartwatches and things.
Exactly. Those and specific home monitoring kits. They can track heart rate, blood pressure, glucose constantly and send the data securely to doctors.
So fewer trips to the clinic just for routine checks.
Potentially, yes. It's more convenient for patients, obviously, but it also means doctors might spot problems earlier because they have continuous data, not just snapshots.
It's like a constant low-level health checkup happening in the background. That gives doctors a much richer picture, I imagine.
Absolutely, and it goes beyond just monitoring. This data helps create more personalized treatment plans.
How so?
Well, if you have detailed, long-term data on how your body works, how it responds to medication, doctors can tailor treatments much more precisely to you, specifically. not just based on averages.
Right, using your own data for more accurate, personalized care. Okay, so from making homes comfy to potentially changing medical treatment, IoT's reach is pretty vast. But it's not just personal stuff, is it? Businesses must be using this heavily too. Customer service, maybe?
Oh, definitely. The impact on customer service is pretty profound. One angle is that real-time monitoring and support idea.
Like for industrial equipment.
Exactly. Imagine sensors inside factory machines detecting tiny vibrations or temperature changes that signal a potential failure before it happens.
Predictive maintenance.
Precisely. Fix it before it breaks. That avoids costly downtime, keeps things running smoothly, which ultimately is better for the customer waiting for the product. The machine basically flags up, hey, I need a checkup.
That's a big shift. From fixing breakdowns to preventing them. Minimizes hassle all around. What else in customer service?
The other side is creating more personalized experiences.
How does IoT help with that?
It's about gathering data on how people actually use products out in the world. So a company can see which features are popular, where users might be struggling.
And then offer better support or tailor advice.
Yeah, or even suggest other products that fit how you use the first one. And that usage data feeds back into designing better products next time, based on real behavior, not just surveys.
Okay, interesting. So we've covered the what and where IoT is having an impact. Let's dig into the how for a moment. What's the tech actually making this all possible?
Good question. Underneath it all, you need ways for these devices to talk to each other, right? Wireless communication is key.
Like Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is definitely a big one, gives you that broad network connection, links devices to the internet. Most of us use it daily. Then there's Bluetooth.
Right, for shorter range things.
Exactly. Connecting your headphones to your phone, maybe a fitness tracker, syncing data. It's for those close proximity links. And you see different flavors of these, like newer Wi-Fi standards for more speed, or different Bluetooth versions trading off speed versus power use.
So Wi-Fi for reach, Bluetooth for closeness, basically.
Got it. And all these connections generate data. You mentioned real-time monitoring earlier. What's the big advantage of seeing data as it happens?
Two main things jump out. First, much better decision-making. If you have instant insights, you can react faster, make smarter choices.
Like the smart traffic lights example, adjusting timings based on current traffic flow. Perfect example. You're not using old data to solve a problem that's happening right now. It allows for dynamic responses.
Makes sense. Being agile. What's the second advantage?
Enhanced efficiency and productivity. If you can see exactly what's happening live in a factory, on a power grid, whatever, you can spot problems or bottlenecks instantly.
And fix them quickly.
Right. On a production line, maybe you see one part slowing down, you can address it right away before it impacts the whole process. It optimizes workflows, reduces downtime.
So getting the right info right now to keep things running smoothly and fix issues fast. Okay. Now, this all sounds great, lots of potential, but our sources definitely flag up some downsides too, challenges we need to face.
Yeah, it's not all smooth sailing. And data security and privacy. These are probably the biggest concerns.
Because all these devices are collecting and sending data constantly.
Exactly. Mountains of data. And that makes them targets for hackers. Our sources mentioned that sometimes the security built into these devices isn't strong enough. Weak protocols, maybe. And there's also a lack of standardization across the board. Different companies doing security differently. It can create weak spots, unfortunately. Openings for data breaches.
That's quite worrying. The very thing making life easier could leak your personal data. And you mentioned standardization. That causes other problems too, right? Things just not working together.
Indeed. Compatibility issues are a real headache. You buy a smart light from one brand, a smart thermostat from another.
And they won't talk to each other.
Often, yeah. They might use different communication languages, different software platforms. It's like trying to fit jigsaw pieces from different puzzles together. Can be incredibly frustrating for users.
Definitely sounds annoying. So we clearly need stronger security built in from the start, and companies need to agree on some common standards to make things work together better. Crucial stuff. Okay, let's switch gears one last time. There's a really positive application area. The environment. How's IoT helping there?
This is a really exciting area, actually. Using IoT for environmental monitoring, think
Right.
about air quality. You can set up networks of sensors across a city, constantly measuring pollution levels, harmful gases, tiny particles, real-time data.
So you get a much clearer picture of where the pollution hotspots are when they occur.
Exactly. which helps massively in figuring out how to tackle it effectively. Strategies based on actual live data about the air we're breathing.
That's powerful. Data driving real action for cleaner air.
Hmm.
What else? Water quality was mentioned too.
Yes, similar idea. Deploying sensors in rivers, lakes, even drinking water systems to continuously check for pollutants or contaminants.
So you could catch contamination incidents much earlier.
That's the goal. Early detection means faster response, protecting both people's health and the ecosystems in those water bodies.
Wow. So from our living rooms to our cities, our health, our businesses, now even helping monitor the planet, IoT's influence is just incredibly broad, isn't it?
It really is. If you tie it all together, convenience at home, greener cities, smarter healthcare, better customer service, vital environmental monitoring, it's all interconnected. And all built on that foundation of cloud computing and wireless tech we talked about.
It's been quite the tour through our sources. Hopefully we've managed to connect some of those dots for everyone listening. Unpacking the tech, the benefits, but also, importantly, those challenges around security and compatibility, maybe some aha moments in there.
Hopefully. It gives you a sense of the bigger picture, I think.
Yeah. And maybe that leaves us with a final thought to chew on.
Which is?
Well, as we get more and more comfortable with all this amazing convenience and capability from connected devices, how do we strike the right balance?
The balance between the benefits and the risks. Security, privacy.
Exactly. As individuals, as a society.
Yeah.
How do we navigate that? Because it's not going away, is it? IoT is only going to get woven deeper into our lives.
That's a really crucial question, something we'll all need to keep thinking about as this technology keeps evolving so quickly.
Definitely. Food for thought. Well, thanks so much for taking this deep dive into IoT with us today. We really hope it's given you a solid foundation and maybe sparked some curiosity to keep exploring this fascinating field.